Reverend Steve here, keeping it simple. We're going to be in Revelation 14, verse 6 today. And we're still talking about the Antichrist and his kingdom and the things that have to happen before that occurs. And this tells us God's timeline. If you didn't know, the proclamation of the three angels tells God's timeline before the mark of the beast and the things that have to happen before the mark of the beast comes on the scene. And this tells us, God tells us in this scripture, the timeline. And many Christians, many people read by this, they don't see it. But it's right there. He tells us. And we're going to get in each part of this. And I'm going to go into each verse so you can truly understand what has to happen before the Antichrist comes on the scene and the mark of the beast. It tells us right here. So I'm going to be in Revelation 14, verse 6. Then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth. So that's one. So the angel has to pour out his spirit on the earth to proclaim the gospel throughout the earth. That's the first, right? Then the second angel and another angel followed, saying, Babylon is fallen. So Babylon has to fall, which the harlot in Revelation 17, the fall of Babylon comes first. And I believe the fall of Babylon coincides with the wound in Revelation 13 and Daniel chapter 7. The three horns are plucked up and one comes up. They all go together. That is it. That is the catalyst that starts the mark of the beast. And then we're going to get into the third one. And God tells us his timeline right here. Then the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image. So the beast and his image is right after the fall of what? Babylon, the harlot. So the gospel was proclaimed. Second angel, the fall of Babylon, or mystery Babylon falls. And then the third angel proclaims that anybody who takes the mark. So that's God's timeline right before our eyes. Isn't that amazing? It's right there. Tells us the timeline of what's going to happen before the mark of the beast. So all this wondering if this is the mark of the beast and that's not the mark of the beast, it's not. Okay? This tells us God's timeline right here, that the gospel is proclaimed. I truly believe that gospel is proclaimed through tribulation that's coming upon the church right now, as we see. And that's, we talked about in Revelation 13, the beast that comes from the earth, who's allowed to persecute the church. That is the proclamation of the gospel. The harlot falls in Revelation 17. That's the wound, right? That matches perfectly. And then the mark of the beast is implemented. That's what this shows us here. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.